Hi, I'm going to be giving you a general overview of how to use the Domico cloud software. When you first log in, this will be your main screen. You have your quick navigation buttons to quickly get to the most commonly used areas, and you also have your menus up at the top to find everything in the software. When working with customers, you can use this Edit Customer button here to bring up tenant search. You can type in a unit number at the top on the left, or you can click on Customers and click the Customer Search from here. You could search by name, unit number, phone number, email, anything like that that you may need to search on. Maybe you get an email from someone and they don't tell you what their unit is, or even put their name in the email. You could search on the email address. You get a phone call, a voicemail, search on the phone number. It's very useful. So here I have my list of tenants that I've searched for. I can just click on one to open them up. This person here has an urgent note, so the notes flash up right away. And we can see that they have 2 units rented, what the units' pay-through dates are, and the overall account balance on this first overview page. On user info is where you can store all kinds of other information about the user. You have a lot of customized information that you can save. All of this, driver's license number, distance, comment, all of that information can be customized to whatever you need to track on your tenants. The Contacts tab will have a list of primary, alternate contacts. You can even set up different types of alternate contacts like a billing, work, roommate, authorized access, anything like that you may need. The other 2 tabs are to saving credit card or bank information for automatic payments. The Acct Activity tab gives you a good overview of everything that's happened on the tenant. We can see the first transaction was July 14th. You can see admin fee, which is a move-in. We can see this payment was made. I can click on this PMT right here to download a copy of the receipt from that payment. You'll be able to download receipts from any past payments. All right. At the bottom, you have a lot of options for creating credits and charges to correct accounts. If you ever need to void out a charge or reverse a payment, you can click on the red X over here. And you can even schedule pending transactions. If somebody says they need you to run their card, but please wait until Friday because that's payday, you can schedule a pending transaction and it will use the information that you have saved for autopay. The next tab is the Lease tab. This tab has a lot more specific things for working with their unit and their unit account. You'll go to the Settings tab here to choose the monthly bill day, choose when they get their statements. You'll be able to set up their gate access information. On the Main Units tab, Lease Units tab, is where you can change their billing plan. That is, you'll edit the rent rate, add discounts. You can even add additional billing plans like insurance plans or service charges, a lot of things like that. The Work Orders tab will show work orders that are pending on the tenant. We have automated work orders for placing overlocks, removing overlocks, doing auction processing. You can choose the automated ones or not, and you can even set up a lot of work orders that you would want to use outside of those. You can make your own custom work orders. Correspondence tab shows you a list of emails that have been sent out or print jobs that have been generated for the tenants, as well as all of their statements. Even if a tenant does not want a statement emailed or printed out and sent to them, it'll still be available here for download. So when they call you up a few months later and say, oh, I need a statement for that period, you can come in here and download it for them. The Log tab will mostly just be used for when you're researching who posted this payment, who changed that setting. I'm going to go back to the main Overview tab, and I'm going to show you how to post a payment to this account. I'll just click the Make Payment button right here. The payment screen opens up. At the top, I can check off different units. If they're paying 1 unit at a time, you'll just check off that unit. If they're paying for both, you leave them both checked off. If they're going to be prepaying, you can click on Edit next to the unit, and you'll be able to add prepay charges to the payment. So let's get this one paid out to January of next year. And I want to make sure that both units go all the way up to January of next year. So this one's going to need a few more months to prepay. Let's see here, we can see November, December, January. Perfect. So I'll save that. Under Payment type, you can choose cash, money order, check, credit card, bank draft. If you have a credit card terminal for processing your cards, you'll have the option of payment device here to choose. I'm just going to go ahead and post a cash payment to this one. You can put anything in a payment description. It will show up on the account activity page, as well as the word cash and the payer's name. So let's just say pre-payment for the description so you can see what I mean. I'll click on make a payment and the system will process it. If you want to have a receipt printed out automatically, you could have checked off the box there for print receipt, and when it's done processing, it'll pop up a little download box where you can then download the PDF to print out and hand to the customer. One moment here while this is still loading. There we go. Alright, we can see they both have the future pay through date. It still says days late up there, I believe. We'll just need to refresh him all the way to get that off. That's how you're posting out the payments. You are going to want to know about notes or attachments. You see that keeps popping up whenever I load this tenant. Up here we have the paperclip. Now because there's notes existing, there is an orange dot behind it. If there's no notes, there won't be any color, it'll just be the paperclip. So let's click on that and take a look. As you can see from this test, you can fit a lot of text into those notes areas there. This note is urgent, so that means it's going to flash up red, and that's what makes it pop up automatically. When you no longer want them to pop up automatically, you can just edit this and change its priority from urgent to normal. Now you notice all I can change is a priority. I cannot delete a note and I cannot edit a note. That is so that things cannot be changed in the past and it keeps a good solid trail. If you need to change a note, you would just copy and paste it into a new note. Alright, you can also add attachments, PDFs, images, documents. We don't allow large files. I believe the limit is around 8 or 10 megabytes or so per document. But you will be able to upload the documents and keep track of them in there. That about covers looking at customer overview and working with existing tenants. The next thing I want to show you is the new move-in screen. I'm going to click the new move-in button right here. And you'll start out just by filling in information. Let's see, company name, address, city. In this demo account, I only have first and last name required. You can always have other information be required. You can require an address or any other information, custom information that I mentioned earlier. If you want to force collecting phone numbers or driver's license numbers, description of what they'll be storing, we can always set those fields to be required at move-in. Down at the very bottom here is where you'll get to the unit selection. Either you can type in a unit to search, or you can click on Find Unit and then scroll through the list until you see the unit you want. Select its radio box and assign selected units. Now down at the bottom, we have the estimated transaction information and all the move-in transactions. You can see here that the move-in is starting today and it's through the end of the month. This is a first of the month facility, so it is charging the prorate there. Excuse me, this facility is set to not prorate, to charge a full month at move-in. You can change that if you need, for your site, of course. You can change the move-in date, and if you're not prorating, or if you're an anniversary site, it will start the charges on the date that you selected. Here we can see the billing plan. If I want to do a move-in discount, I can expand the discounts, check off the one that I want, and it will apply. Let's see, this one will get a $1 move-in special. We can see down here the rent charge for $65 and the discount for -$64. So there's only $1 due in rent. We do have an admin fee up here being due of $10. I'm moving this in for myself, so I don't want to pay the admin fee. I can just go ahead and edit that admin fee. I can change it to a different amount or just delete it. I'll go ahead and delete it there for myself. When you're done getting all of your information filled in and your move-in transaction information filled in, go ahead and save. The system will process and save all the information, and you will be able to If you have any kind of a lease or a lease addendum, anything that prints out automatically at move-in, that's what just popped up. You can have those pop up. The first thing that comes up is the payment screen. So we have our future transaction. Click to include the future transaction, which is because we set the move-in date to be 9/22, not today. So the payment amount is $1, but I wanted to pay an extra month on top of that move-in special. That's usually common for a move-in special. They have to pay for the next month as well. I can edit the prepay, add one additional month, and now I can collect the $66 to complete this move-in. The next main area that I like to show in the trainings is the bank register. Now, if you need Domico for your deposit slips, we have under the financials, bank register, this wonderful bank register tool. Each day when you need to make your deposit slip, you will click on create deposit. You'll have a list of all payment checks that were posted and any cash that is in the drawer. You want to include the cash in the deposit. You'll just put down the amount that is in the deposit, or you can just leave it at the entire drawer if everything you collect in the day gets deposited. You'll click on save and it will create your deposit and print out your deposit slip. You can make one for checks and cash and a separate deposit for your electronic payments, your credit cards and such. You have a complete history of your deposit slips. You can just click on the word deposit, view what was on there, and reprint out your deposit slip. Pretty simple to use. The next area I want to show you is reports. From reports, report sets, you will have some report sets that are groups of reports that are pre-configured with their date ranges and their settings that you'll need on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. You'll be able to render them from here. You'll just click on render set and it will download a PDF with all of your reports. If you click on reports, run reports, you'll get a list of all of our available reports with their descriptions. If you click on collapsed view, it kind of condenses the list. It makes it a little easier to scroll through. You can also sort the reports using these filters up here from the drop down. Each report has different filters and sort options. This transaction log here just has a date range. I can set that date range to first of the month. It'll give me month to date info. Output format, HTML, makes it open up in the web browser. The other options will give you a file to download that you can print, email, or work with the data. I'm going to choose HTML and run the report. It'll open up here in the browser window. I can see all the itemized transactions that have happened in the date range. At the bottom, I have my summary information that shows total move-ins, move-outs, payments made, transfers, total cash amounts, card amounts. Really good information on this report. You'll notice that all of these tenants are blue. That means they are linkable. If you need to look up a transaction, find out which tenant it was posted to, you can click on their name and it will open up the customer account so that you can work with them. This is very useful on the AutoPays report. Now the AutoPays report is very useful. It'll list everybody who's on AutoPay and it will tell you what happened the last time they ran their card. Now of course my demo data here, I don't have actual AutoPays, just some test accounts. Here these all say internal test. For your cards that are failing, it'll tell you the reason why it failed, whether it was generic bank decline, or if it was insufficient funds, or if the card was reported lost. You'll see your error codes there, and then you'll be able to click on the person's name, go to their user info, go to credit card, and update their credit card information with the correct info so we can get them charging again. The last report that I like to make sure you know about is your company's summary report. This is a very good report that gives you an overview of everything going on at your facility. It shows you total money coming in, your occupancy percentages, a lot of really good stuff like that. This is a good high-level management report. A lot of information that you may need to find, you'll find on this report. All right, that about covers everything I like to do in my trainings. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to support@domico.com or go to domico.com and click on the support link. You'll be able to open up a web form to send us an email from there. You can also call us 1-800-688-6181. Thank you very much for watching.